On the bold and the beautiful, the September 26th episode ignites a firestorm of betrayal, emotional breakdowns, and bitter reckonings that leave no character untouched. Will Spencer is desperate to repair what's been shattered with Electra Forrester, but his words fall like broken glass, too sharp, too late. Meanwhile, Deacon Sharp spirals into a storm of anger and disbelief after Sheila Carter's latest betrayal, pushing him to seek comfort from someone he believes can offer clarity, Dr. Taylor Hayes. But not everyone is in the mood for reconciliation. As secrets burn and trust unravels, the question remains who walks away and who gets left behind in the ashes. The morning after chaos broke loose, Will Spencer sits in his car outside the Forrester estate, rehearsing his words. Fidgeting with the ring Electra once gave him a reminder of the life he's now close to losing. He knows the damage is catastrophic. He knows Electra may never trust him again. But he refuses to give up without trying. He walks to the door and knocks, already bracing himself for whatever wrath may greet him on the other side. Inside, Electra isn't ready. She hasn't been ready since Luna's name first resurfaced alive, pregnant, and linked to Will. The image of Will lying beside Luna, whether drugged or not, replays like a nightmare she can't shake. She opens the door slowly, eyes narrowed, posture rigid. Will doesn't even get a greeting. She stares, waiting for him to speak. And he does, but it's not an apology. It's a confession laced with desperation. "I think Luna drugged me," he says flatly. "I can't prove it yet, but something wasn't right. I wasn't myself. I thought I was in control, but I wasn't. I never meant for any of this to happen." Electra stares at him, jaw tightening. "You're saying she drugged you?" she repeats, not as a question, but as a challenge. "You're saying she made you cheat on me, made you get her pregnant?" Will flinches. "I'm not blaming her for everything. I should have been stronger. I should have walked away. But she had a plan. She wanted this. She knew what she was doing." Electra closes her eyes. Her voice is low but laced with fury. "And now she's pregnant. And I'm supposed to what? Forgive you because she might have drugged you?" "I'm asking you to understand that I was targeted," Will says, stepping closer. "That Luna manipulated me. I take responsibility. I need you to know it wasn't love. It wasn't anything real." Electra's face goes pale. "But the baby is real," she says. "Her pregnancy is real. And so is the fact that you didn't tell me until it was too late." He tries to touch her hand, but she pulls away instantly. "Don't," she snaps. "Don't act like I'm the one who's being unreasonable." Will's voice cracks. "I still love you, Electra. That's the truth. I haven't stopped." She laughs bitterly. "You love me. You lied to me for months. You slept with someone else. You got her pregnant. And now you expect me to stand by you because you claim you were drugged." "I don't expect anything," he says. "But I'm begging for a chance. One chance. Let me prove to you that I'm still the man you believed in." Electra doesn't respond. Her silence is louder than a scream. After a long pause, she says coldly, leave Will's lips part to argue, but she cuts him off. Now, meanwhile, across town, Deacon Sharp slams the door of his bar and storms toward his car. He's just had it out with Sheila Carter, and the betrayal is still boiling in his veins. Sheila knew Luna was alive. She knew the woman who killed two of his close friends was out there hiding, and she didn't say a word. Instead, she let him grieve, let him spiral, let him drink himself into dark place all while pretending she didn't know the truth. When she finally told Hymanley because he was already closing in, her excuse was pathetic. "I was going to tell you, Deke," she'd said. "I swear, I was just waiting for the right time." But the right time never came. And the right time never would have, because Sheila only protects herself. She always has. Her love is a weapon. Her silence is poison. And now Deacon feels sick forever believing in her. He parks outside Taylor Hayes' office and walks in without calling first. He needs to talk. He needs someone to unpack this mess with. He needs someone sane. Taylor looks up, startled by his sudden entrance. "Deacon," she says, standing slowly. "What's going on? I need to talk," he replies, pacing. "I need therapy." "I need you," Taylor frowns. "This isn't how therapy works. You can't just storm in here because you're upset. I'm not your personal counselor, but you're the only one I trust," Deacon says. "You're the only one who actually listens." "I am listening," Taylor says gently. "And what I hear is a man in crisis. But I can't be the one to fix you. Not like this. You need a licensed therapist who isn't emotionally connected to you. You need real help, Deacon." He runs a hand through his hair. "She lied to me, Taylor. Sheila knew Luna was alive. She knew Luna was hiding, and she let me think the woman who murdered my friends was dead. Do you have any idea what that does to a man?" "Do you?" Taylor's tone softens. "I believe you. And I believe you're in pain. But I also believe you need boundaries. I can't be your lifeline." Deacon nods slowly. Hurt. Frustrated. Alone. Back at the Forrester estate, the lecturer collapses into a chair after Will leaves. She thought she was strong enough to handle the truth, but hearing it broke something inside her. Luna didn't just ruin her relationship. She destroyed her peace. And now, with a child on the way, the lecturer knows the damage will never fully be undone. She doesn't know if Luna truly drugged Will. She doesn't know if any part of Will's story is the truth. All she knows is she's drowning in betrayal, and no one is coming to save her. Not Ridge. Not Brooke. Not her father. Not even herself. And worst of all, Luna is still out there, still pregnant, still in control of the narrative. Will claims she manipulated him, but Luna hasn't spoken for herself. Yet. There are whispers she might return. There are rumors she's ready to tell her side of the story. And if she does, the storm that follows will make everything so far look like a gentle breeze. As Friday fades into night, Los Angeles stands still in the quiet before the next explosion. Will has lost the woman he loves. Electra has lost her belief in love altogether. Deacon has lost faith in the only person he trusted. And Luna, wherever she is carrying the most dangerous secret of all. In the latest chapter of The Bold and the Beautiful, the battle lines have been drawn tighter than ever as the Spencer family pushes aggressively for a prenatal paternity test. While Luna Nozowa's camp fiercely defends her right to privacy. Tensions have escalated far beyond a simple question of fatherhood. What began as scandal now spirals into a full-scale investigation with reputations, legacies, and possibly lives hanging in the balance. At the center of it all is one unborn child, and the explosive truth that test results could reveal truths no one is prepared for. Will Spencer, already shattered from the fallout with Electra Forrester, is being pressured on all sides. His father, media mogul Bill Spencer, demands action. There's too much at stake, and Bill won't allow his Nemesis Lidecido be tied to anything murky or questionable. He wants answers, and he wants them now. We don't guess, Bill barks in the Spencer boardroom. We test. If this child is a Spencer, we claim it. If not, we end this circus. Liam and Wyatt, each with their own opinions, echo their father's urgency. This isn't just about Will. It's about the family name, the brand, the control. And Will, already drowning in guilt and shame, finally caves under pressure. His legal team sends formal notice to Luna's lawyers, a demand for a court-ordered prenatal paternity test. They cite public interest, potential financial responsibility, and the need to protect Will from what could be an elaborate trap. But Luna's side doesn't stay quiet. Her attorneys counter with claims of harassment, character assassination, and invasion of medical privacy. They accuse the Spencers of using intimidation tactics and manipulating public sentiment against a vulnerable woman carrying a child, possibly their heir. Luna herself, staying mostly hidden from the public eye since the pregnancy was revealed, is thrown into emotional chaos. Her body is changing, the pregnancy is progressing, and now she's facing legal threats and being treated like a criminal. She's already dealing with the whispers, the media frenzy, the judgment. Now she's being forced to justify her own trauma. What nobody expects, however, is Luna's sudden shift in stance. After consulting privately with Lee Finnegan and her own legal team, she agrees to the test bit with conditions. The court will assign an independent medical examiner. The results will be shared with both sides simultaneously. And, most shockingly, she adds a demand of her own, not only paternity, but a full toxicology screen in the sample collected and historical medical data from the night in question. The implication is chilling. Luna is alleging that someone may have drugged either her, Will, or both. This is no longer just a scandal. It's an allegation of premeditated interference. The stakes skyrocket. Taylor Hayes, caught in the emotional wreckage from her therapy sessions with both Deacon and Will, begins to suspect something darker is at play. There are pieces missing, she says quietly to Ridge Forrester. Neither Luna nor Will remembers everything clearly, but the fear in their eyes is real. Something happened that night, and it wasn't just a mistake. The test is performed under court supervision. Samples are collected. Legal representatives from both camps are present. The room is cold, clinical, but under the surface, it's electric. Everyone is waiting for the storm. No one is ready for what comes next. 3 days later, the results arrive. A sealed envelope is handed to each legal team. What they read inside detonates the entire narrative. First, the obvious. Will Spencer is not the father of Luna's baby. The courtroom erupts. The Spencers are stunned. Will is pale, visibly shaken, barely able to breathe. "It's not mine," he whispers, eyes wide. Electra, watching from a corner, covers her mouth, unsure whether to cry or scream. Luna sits frozen. Her lawyers are whispering frantically, but she can't hear anything. It was supposed to be Will's. She was sure. Or was she? But that's only half the shock. The toxicology screen reveals Luna was drugged. A combination of depressants and a mild hallucinogen was found in her system during the night in question. The report includes timestamps from hospital data, hormone spikes, and neurological markers. It all points to a single terrifying conclusion. Luna was not in control. She was impaired. So was Will. The chemicals in his system were different, but they were there. Something had altered his judgment. Something or someone. What was dismissed as a wild night of blurred lines has now become a case of deliberate manipulation. The question becomes, who did this? Investigators begin to dig. Surveillance footage from the Spencer private party is reanalyzed. A bartender who was fired for disappearing mid-shift is found and interviewed. His testimony cracks the case wide open. He was paid off cash and traceable. Told to step away from the drink station at a specific time. When he returned, no one noticed, but he remembered the name used in the payment envelope. Not Will, not Luna, not even Electra. A new name emerges: Aiden Connors, a PR fixer linked to rival fashion house Montemere International, an aggressive, upstart label that's been gunning for the Forresters for years. Aiden had access to the party guest list. He had motive. And worst of all, had proximity to Luna through a short-lived creative retreat she attended just weeks before the incident. A retreat sponsored quietly by Montemere. Luna, horrified, pieces the timeline together. The retreat, the networking, the strange drinks, the suggestions that she reconnect with old ties. That was Aidan's game. She wasn't just manipulated emotionally, she may have been used as a pawn in a takedown operation targeting both the Spencers and the Forresters. But why frame Will? Why orchestrate a fake pregnancy? Taylor, Deacon, and even Brooke begin connecting the dots. The goal wasn't romance, it was scandal. Headlines. Leverage. The moment Luna claimed Will as the father, public perception would crumble around him. The Spencers would look reckless. The Forresters would appear distracted. Luna, with no clear ties to either family at the time, could be repositioned as a victim or worse, a spy. The theory sounds far-fetched until investigators uncover a financial trail, shell companies, anonymous transfers, and Aidan's fingerprints on all of it. The final nail in the coffin. DNA from the fetus reveals the father is someone inside Montemir International, a designer named Theo Graves, currently in Europe, who had a brief fling with Luna during the retreat and never followed up. It's over. The story is out. The press devours every detail. Will is publicly cleared, but the damage is done. His relationship with Electra is in ruins. The trust he lost may never be regained. Luna is no longer seen as a manipulator, but a manipulated figure herself used, drugged, discarded, then exploited again by the very people who claim to be building her brand. Bill Spencer goes scorched earth, launching lawsuits and press campaigns. Montemir's stock crashes. Adon Connors disappears before he can be arrested. But the ripples don't stop. Electra, who had braced herself to raise a child that wasn't hers, walks away from the entire scene. She needs time, space, peace. She leaves Los Angeles, boarding a plane with no public statement, no goodbye. Will watches her go, powerless. Taylor Hayes, vindicated in her instincts, warns Ridge and Brooke that more may come. That retreat wasn't the only one, she says grimly. There are more names on those lists. Deacon, still trying to put distance between himself and Sheila, finds a strange comfort in the chaos. For once, he wasn't the villain. For once, he wasn't the liar. He begins quietly working with the authorities, trying to help track down Adon, trying to clean up the mess others left behind. Luna, shattered but free from the worst suspicions, begins rebuilding her life, alone. She has no intention of returning to the spotlight. Not now. Maybe not ever. But she vows one thing. Her child will grow up never being used. Never being a pawn. The bold and the beautiful has once again turned the game on its head. What began as a love triangle has become a web of espionage, corporate sabotage, and deeply personal betrayal. And while the truth has come to light, the scars remain. In this city, nothing stays buried forever. Not secrets. Not lies. Not even revenge.